Hey guys, it's Amy with Crafts by Amy. Um, for my event today, we had a person that didn't show up, so I'm hopping on early, and I'm probably just gonna stay on for the full hour and 2 hours basically, because our next presenter is at 8 o'clock Eastern. Sorry, I am gonna share myself into the group because if you're watching me right now, you're probably watching me on my page on Facebook or on YouTube. So I'm going to share myself into my group on Facebook real quick. And I'm sharing myself into another group too because I know Miss Beth is out of town and she doesn't mind that. Okay. So I'm still printing stuff that I was going to use for my live because I wasn't supposed to be on for another hour, but things happen. Hey, Miss Lena. So I have these popcorn bags from their boxes from Hobby Lobby. You get 10 of them for $1.99. And I was going to put them in a journal that I did for the circus. And I didn't do anything with them. So I'm going to cut one of these up and make a hidden tag. So let me see if I can. I'm hoping I can do that. I haven't even, obviously hadn't even opened a bag of these things yet. So I don't know how they're going to work. But, okay. I'm like, why isn't this thing popping open? So I am going to cut the sides and the bottom off. And we're going to glue the front and back together. And I might actually try to find something to print out that's like popcorn to put on the top of this. So I'm just going to get started by, I'm going to try and take this apart. So I'm going to get my heat tool. Yeah, I haven't been to Hobby Lobby in a couple weeks. So I was printing on stuff for a little folio. So that's what I'm going to be working on when it's my time. But my stuff is still printing, so I thought we'd work on this. Because I knew I had these. Because Brenda never responded to me in the comments, and I didn't want to leave everybody hanging again. I know she had dental issues, so she asked to go later, but she should have just said, I don't think I'm going to be able to go live. Can you get a refilling for me? Because that would have been a lot easier for me than dealing with it the way I am. Hello, Mavro Crafts and Stuff Kim. Welcome. I think this is the first time you watch my lives. This is what I was looking for. It was right in front of me. I was looking for this to see if the glue was undone, and it's not. Hey, Miss Liz. How are you this evening? Y'all are going to be stuck with me for a little while. So apparently they created these popcorn things back in 2008 for Hobby Lobby. That's the copyright on the bottom of the container is. These probably would have been better to use when I did popcorn last year in my circus event. Because I wouldn't have had to make as many as I did. Or it would have filled it up better. So, okay, I'm going to plug my laptop in so the screen will stop going off every 2 seconds. Because I am printing the rest of my journal stuff right now. I'm planning on doing a folio. I mean, it's not the end of the world if I do rip this, but I thought it would be easy to just get the glue off. I do have my heavier scissors to cut this because it is a little cardstock. I don't know what weight it is, but it feels a little heavier. So, okay, the glue is coming up. The glue is coming up. It's just a little more sticky than I thought it was going to be at this point. But we're cutting this part off, so I'm not overly concerned about that. I just didn't want to rip everything if I didn't have to. Okay. Okay, I got that piece off. Let's see if I can get this off. Again, I am cutting this off eventually, so it's not going to be the end of the world if I do rip it. Kind of like what I just did. There, we got it all off. Okay. So I'm going to fold the box like this, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the bottom part off. I'm just cutting it in that fold, and if I need to trim it some after I do this, I can, because it's probably not going to be straight on the sides where I need to cut it, so I'll probably have to trim some more of that. But yes, we are in my event. It's a night at the movies theme, so you could do anything movie themed. We had Miss Christine started us off at noon Eastern, and she did a concession stand, and she was making old school candy and popcorn and Cracker Jacks to put in it. Oh, look, I cut that piece too. She didn't get it finished, but I mean, a lot of us don't finish our crafts in our hour because we talk a lot. But I know she was working on it after her live, so. And she always finishes her crafts. Okay, now we got the whole thing done. Like I said, I'm cutting the back and front piece for the two pieces that I want, because I'm going to glue them together and make a hidden tag. Thank you, Miss Glenna. I appreciate that. I appreciate all of you for being here. Thanks, Liz. Yeah, I thought it was a fun theme. Whenever I was thinking it, I was like old school Hollywood kind of stuff. That's what was in my head. Not necessarily the theme like old school Hollywood, but that's just what was in my head. So I decided to do just a night at the movies, because then it's more generic, I guess you could say. We could probably do a hidden tag with these two pieces also. I'm just going to cut the bottom part off and straighten the bottom one on this one. I know the colors don't match on this, but that's not really that big of a deal to me. And then I'm just going to, for these, I definitely will have to figure out some popcorn things to put up at the top. So I'm going to make sure this is the back just because it has that score line where it was really bent. But I am going to take my bone folder and kind of get the crease out as much as I can with it. I mean, it's not going to be as flat as it could be. Miss Congeniality. I love Sandra Bullock. I love that. So probably a lot of y'all have never even heard of this movie. One of her first movies she did was with Samantha Mathis, River Phoenix, Dermot Mulroney, and who else was in it? Those were the main characters. And she was like a pageant queen. Sandra Bullock was in the movie, and she was like a pageant girl. It was a good movie. It was called The Thing Called Love. And River Phoenix and Samantha Mathis's characters were both singers, and they both performed in the movie. Hey, Kelly. We are working on a hidden pocket with this popcorn box, and I'm thinking I'm going to try to do the front and the back together and the two sides. So I'm going to do the same thing with the bone folder, and like get that crease out as much as I can. Oh. Then the dance in the woods when Ryan Reynolds' character catches them, where Betty White's like, just sing whatever. And she starts singing, to the window, to the wall, and the sweat dropped down my balls. And she really gets into that song. Or when they're in the room and she's talking about the first concert that she went to in that movie, and it was Rob Bass. It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it outside. I like the guy in that movie that was the male dancer. He was funny. He ended up being on, wasn't he on The Office? Yes. She's just like, just make noises with your mouth. Just say whatever comes. Oh, the fuck. I love Betty White. That was probably one of the best things I've ever seen her do in ever. I mean, I loved her as Rose on Golden Girls because I used to watch that all the time with my grandma. Because I would go to my grandparents' house every Saturday after church, pretty much. I would have my suitcase in my parents' car to church, and I'd be like, okay, let's go. So we're gonna try this. I have no clue if it's gonna work or not. Ryan is funny too. But the guy in that movie is hilarious. The one that's the dancer and who works at the shop that the parents own. I love the part with the dress where she's like feeling her and she's like, I was a little fuller. That part was hilarious. That whole movie was hilarious. Or when she's trying to get her phone back from the eagle, she's trying to make the eagle take the dog instead. I don't know if I want to use this with this cardstock. Just because it's, I don't know. We're going to try it. Yes, the strip. His character always reminded me of, for anybody that used to watch Saturday Night Live, Chris Kattan's character, Mango. I don't know why he reminded me of that, because he really wasn't anything like that character, but... So this is raised up right here. If you can kind of see, because that's where it was glued together. I don't want to make it like... I don't want to rip it, so I'm trying to work with that. And I'm just using my art glitter glue. I'm not sure if that glue, if the Beacon 3-in-1 would work if you put it in a fine tip like this. I don't know if it would actually come out of the tip. So I am gluing it all the way around, because then we're going to cut it to put the hidden thing inside to write on. So we are just putting our glue as close to the edge, and then I'm going to do the same thing up at the top where these are. And of course I'm getting it all over my cutting mat, which I don't want to do. But of course that's what's going to happen. And I'm going to wipe it off really quickly. I'm going to come back right here and just make sure that I have enough glue, because I don't really see any glue right here. That doesn't mean it's not there. And I just stuck my hand right in that glue. I mean, I have the Beacon 3-in-1 and that icing bottle from Hobby Lobby. It's not as fine a tip as this, though. So I'm lining up my top, lining up my sides, getting my bone puller, and I'm going from the middle to the top. So that it's not going to get like out of place. Same thing on the bottom part. And we'll decorate this. I have glue on this, like on the front and back piece, but we'll figure it out. It's not wanting to stay right here. That's one thing I was concerned about. It's just that one little spot where it was creased very much at the bottom from where it was folded in, and then down at the bottom. It's actually staying really well on the side where I was worried. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that this stays together. So I'm just going to clamp this right here to make sure it stays. So we're just going to put that piece up there for right now, and we'll move on to this one. course, you know, more glue on the table. If it was fraudulent for no dollars. That's funny. Hey, at least they care. You gotta give them that. I'm gonna trim this a little. So that it's on the inside of that line instead of on the outside. Same thing with this one. I'll trim this on this side so that I'm on the inside of the line and not the outside. So since we were talking about movies in Kim's live that we like, let's continue it in this live. You'll know that I was talking about Benny and June. I love Johnny Depp in that movie. I love when he's swinging outside the window. That's like my favorite part. And then when they're making the sandwiches after him and June are together with the iron, the grilled cheese sandwiches. I don't want to say anything, but I got an idea with that iron from that movie when I was a kid. That probably wasn't the smartest thing to ever do, but my mom got very mad at me about it too. So after watching that movie, I figured out that an iron is hot. And you know what takes heat to heat up? Popcorn. And you know what was in my craft collection? Popcorn kernels, because we had colorful popcorn. So the openings on my mom's iron were the same size as the popcorn kernels. So can y'all guess what I did with those? So again, I'm going to run glue around the edge of the whole thing, making cupcake toppers that had scallop edges. Right line of that was so champagne. Saying the size. Yeah, that's what a lot of paper crafting is for this. That's why a lot of people have a lot of inks. If you can't cut straight, which most of us can't, uh the uh the inks help hide that. Using spoons and breadsticks to dance. Yes, that was a good part too. I cannot remember his character's name for the life of me because Benny was the brother, and obviously June was the sister in the movie. She was the one that was in the mental facility because she was a little off. And then Julianne Moore was in that movie too. One of my favorite movies when I was a kid was with her. I loved 9 Months with her and Hugh Grant. I loved that movie when I was a kid. Robin Williams was hysterical in that movie. Talking about, you have a pussy? He was talking about the cat. Okay, keeps moving. Stop moving. I had you in place. I loved Robin Williams. I think one of the best movies he did was The Dead Poets Society. Oh, Captain, My Captain. I don't think I've ever seen that entire movie. Well, I don't think I ever have, but I've seen most of it. But I used to watch House, and I never realized that that was the same guy from that movie. The one that unalived himself. That was basically the reason that Robin Williams' character left the school. So I'm gonna get some of my paper clips out. Try and keep this together. I know I don't need that many, but I'm just grabbing a few so that I have them out. because it's not really staying together at the bottom like I would like it to. And I don't want it to, I want it to stay together. I don't want it to come apart. It seems to be staying together up at the top. Yeah, straight lines are not our forte. Just ask Glenna. She was using a trimmer earlier and didn't cut a straight line. Okay, I think we're good with this one now. So we're just going to set that aside to dry. And I'm going to find my pin and put it back on my glue. And maybe we'll make a hidden paper clip today. I don't know, since I have some extra ones. Adam Sandler. I love Happy Gilmore. And of course, after that movie, I could never look at what's his name the same again. The guy that played Shooter McGavin. He would always play a bad guy in movies. He was in one of my other favorite movies, which is not a like overly popular movie, but I love the movie House Arrest with Jamie Lee Curtis and Kevin Pollak. So this was from Etsy. It's from Victoria Designs. It's a retro folio, like a retro movie folio. So I'm just going to cut out the pieces while we let that stuff dry, and while my stuff finishes printing that goes with this. I'm just going to cut up all of the pieces and then Shooter McGavin. And when he got in a fight with Bob Barker. The best part of Happy Gilmore, though, was, what's his name? The guy that had the hand that got bitten off by the crocodile. And I was, spoiler warning for anybody that hasn't seen the sequel. They did not, that was horrible that they didn't have, Julie Bowen in there any longer than what she was in that movie for. She was in there for such a short period of time when she like played such a major role in the first movie. I'm like, did they have to do that because she didn't want to be in the movie longer? Or is that like their intention the whole time was to have her be in there for just a short amount of time? I don't know. I didn't like that part. The movie was mostly funny, the sequel, but you know, nothing compares to the original. They're just never going to get anything good. That's as good as that. You just aren't. So these are the two cover pieces that go in the folio. So it has this Hollywood thing, and then the back of it, you put the end. I'm going to have to print out another piece of paper. It didn't print as many as I thought it would. And this, I don't know what movie this is from. It looks like an old movie from like Casablanca or something. That era with the black and white movies. I am not old enough to have seen that movie when it was coming out in theaters. I've never watched Casablanca. There are a lot of... I've never gotten into the old movie trope. I've never gotten into that. That's never been my thing. An underrated movie that is Adam Sandler is Pixels. If you've never seen that movie is hilarious. It's got him, Kevin James, Josh Gad, Peter Dinklage. It is hilarious. It's about video games from like the 80s. It is hilarious though. It's got tabs and closure and whatever that is. I don't know why it didn't print out all of them. You guys, it printed it out on regular paper, not the stuff I needed it on. And it printed out so many copies of it. Oh my god. I cannot believe I wasted that much ink. Well, I'll find something to use for those for, but that's not what I needed that for. Yeah, apparently I didn't click on the correct thing because that was a lot of ink. And it wasn't even what I needed. Fun times. Well, I guess we'll just have to go ahead and cut some of this stuff out. Oh, I do love Grease too. I like the original Grease. I know all the words from it because I used to listen to the soundtrack. But I love the second one. The second one is so campy, but it's so fun. It can't be fun. It's weird how Frenchie was the only one that came back for that movie, though. I guess it was a lower budget. But Michael. Hi, Ann Thompson. We are working on a folio right now. I'm cutting out pieces of it because I was going to cut it out during this hour when I was just not supposed to be live, but our person ended up not showing up, so I was supposed to be on an hour from, well, 30 minutes from now, but I'm just going to stay on because it's my group and I have to do what I have to do. It's like they said on Rugrats. They said, a baby's gotta do, a baby's gotta do. Well, a group owner has to do what a group owner has to do. So that's a closure. So, the folio has like a bunch of stuff in it. It's not like my normal one that I would do. I don't even know how to explain how it does, but it's got a lot of pieces. So I'm trying not to cut things out if I don't know what they are, but I mean, these things are obvious. These are tabs. This is a film strip, you know? I think it goes on the middle of a page. Like as a belly band kind of thing. I probably could have worked on my Disney theme park book. It kind of ties in with movies. Because I think Disneyland has an actual theater like when you walk in the front gates. You can go watch like old Mickey cartoons. I can't remember if they have a theater in the Main Street in Disney World. It's been so long since I've been to that park. But a lot of the rides in the park were either movies first and then turned into rides, or rides and then turned into movies like the Pirates of the Caribbean. So there's a ton of that stuff in the parks. I mean, it used to have 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I've never seen that movie. I remember it, though. Like, I know what you're talking about, Quano. I remember when that came out. Well, so much for printing out the stuff that I actually needed. I hope I have enough ink in my printer, because the blue was running low. I have replacement ink, but well, I have like a journal that I was making. I don't have it right here, but it's an Etsy thing that I got. It's not. It's Disney theme park inspired, so it's not like Disney theme park. Plus, I took apart two little golden books. One of them was Disney World, and the other one is Disneyland. And I was going to use those with just other pages that I have. You know, like just copy paper, graph paper, those kind of things. And just use stuff for ephemera. That's like from the parks. And it's most of the stuff I have is vintage stuff that I've printed out from either Pinterest or Google. It's like old tickets to the park, which don't exist anymore because they don't have the physical copies of tickets. These are pockets, which I can tell, so we're going to cut these out as well. Because I have actually worked on it, Kim. I actually put the cover together Saturday on a live. But yeah, I got a print from Etsy that was like theme park inspired. Like, it doesn't say Magic Kingdom or anything or Disney on it. It's just like a carousel that looks similar to the Disney one, and a tree which is similar to the Tree of Life at Animal Kingdom. Just has stuff like that. I think it has like a Dumbo looking thing, like the Dumbo ride that this flying elephants. So it's stuff like that. I mean, I couldn't use Disney images and like profit off of them, but I'm using them for personal use. I'm not doing anything with them. I've never sold any of my journal stuff. I've sold one folio, but it really was money that was going towards a fundraiser, so. And that was just Alice in Wonderland theme. But I've never sold anything else that I've ever made. And I have done an 80s one that has Care Bears and Strawberry Shortcake and Rainbow Bright in it. And I've worked on it on Facebook before, so. Like I said, as long as you're not using images like that and selling them, I don't see any issue with that. Or if you're using a little golden book, I mean, you pay for that, so taking that apart and using it as a journal is not illegal. You're repurposing it, so. And they have a ton of little golden books that are Disney rides now. Space Mountain, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, the Jungle Cruise, Pirates of the Caribbean, Splash Mountain, I think they had one of that before they changed it to Tiana. I'm not 100% sure about that. I know they have one with Figment. They had, what else did they have? The Haunted Mansion. And they're coming out with Big Thunder Mountain Railroad next month in a little golden book. So, yeah. Hey, Brandy. We are working on a folio tonight. Almost anyone that asks me to make something, I just mark it for friends. Well, yeah, that's what a lot of people do, especially if you don't have like a big business. Like, I think I've sold one item. Like I said, I sold a folio that the money went to a fundraiser, and I've sold one craft. And I've sold a few pens and stuff that I've made and pokey tools, but it's not that much. I'm going to leave this top part so that I know what these are for, but I'm going to trim the rest of it because there's nothing around the rest of it. As long as I leave that on that one, I should be able to tell what both of these are because they're very similar pocket things. Were you able to open that file that I sent you, Brandy? I know you thanked me for it. I just wasn't sure if you opened it or not. I don't think I included the cover from that journal that I made for Victoria in that. But I think that's just because I had it as a separate file. Because it wasn't the same size as any of those pages. Plus, I don't know if your printer would actually print that file. Hey, Mary Lou. So for those of you that don't know, I'm from Louisiana. I live outside of New Orleans. And Steel Magnolias is set in North Louisiana. They call it Chickapin Parish. That's not a real parish, by the way. But I actually went to school where the, that is weird that this one says front panel and this one says back. I'm pretty sure that this is the back one. Anyway, Steel Magnolias is set up in North Louisiana, and I actually went to school for a semester where the movie was actually filmed up in Natchitoches, Louisiana. Which there is no such parish as Chickapin Parish. I don't remember what the name of that parish is up north in North Louisiana, but I know that isn't it. Well, I'm glad everything is good. Mark scared the crap out of all of us watching. For those of you that don't know, at the end of Kim's live, all we heard in the background was screaming from her husband. Luckily, she was getting off the live right as it was happening. It was scary, not gonna lie. Yeah. Yes, I did, Mary Lou. I wasn't there long enough to go to the Christmas festival that they had in the movie, but that also exists up there. They have a huge like Christmas festival up in Natchitoches with Christmas lights and everything. It's really big up there. But I was really lonely at school, so I only went there for a semester. I would drive towards the end of my semester. I drove home from there every weekend. I would leave after class on Friday and drive back as late as could be without, I would drive back as late as would let me get a parking spot. Let's just put it that way on Sunday. And it's like a 3.5 hour drive from where I live to go to Natchitoches. So it's not exactly an easy breezy time to drive there. And I will say that I did get a speeding ticket once. But the cop was very nice because I think he could tell that I was distraught. Like, I did not want to be in Natchitoches. I wanted to be home, like, every weekend. And towards the end of the semester, I would use my mom's car because I had a Civic and she had an SUV. So, like, on the weekends when I would come home towards the end of the semester, I would bring home things that I knew I didn't need. Like, if I had a ton of clothes up there, I would pack up and bring home stuff that I didn't need. So that when my parents came up there at the end of the semester, it was like TV, computer, the end of my clothes, and my bedding and towels and stuff. And I had a roommate from hell, so that didn't help. Okay, I know what this goes to. Because this is like an intricate folio, you guys. It's not like 3 flips and 2 pockets here, 2 pockets there. Closure and you're done. No, it's not that. You probably will have to look at the video on my computer to be able to figure it out. Yeah, the holidays up there are amazing. I had friends that actually stayed at school. They made new friends and left me behind, so I came home to be with other friends that I had that stayed here. So I have friends that actually went to like the Christmas pageant stuff that's up there. I'm just gonna cut all of these out. I don't really think it matters where you put them, to be honest. Like it says back panel. I don't think it matters if you put it on the front one. It says inside back panel. I have never seen Practical Magic from start to finish. I've seen bits and pieces. But I do know that the guy from Benny and June is in that movie. But he is not in the sequel. Wonder if they kill his character off. Because wasn't he Sandra Bullock's love interest in that movie? These are the best scissors ever. For anybody that's looking for a pair of scissors, Tim Holtz, Amazon. They have different handle sizes and lengths. I think these are the 7-inch ones. I love them. They're serrated, so they keep straight when you're trying to cut. Like, they help you cut straight line. And the handles are big enough to where your hand fits in it. You're not smushing your fingers, or your pinky doesn't have to like stick out the side because all your fingers won't fit in. They all fit. And I can cut off the smallest sliver with these and still keep it straight. And I cannot cut straight lines with scissors to save my soul most of the time. I mean, if the devil came down in Louisiana and was like, here, cut a piece of paper straight or I'll take your soul, I might end up going to hell. Not that I'm saying that would ever happen, but if somebody just handed me a piece of paper and was like, here's a piece of plain paper, cut a straight line. I'd be up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. So these are some pockets. They're waterfall pockets. I'm not even sure how to explain how those work because they're weird. But we're going to cut them out. And there's 4 of them. They kind of go in like an accordion way in the folio from what I could tell from the video. Because I did find a video that it didn't show this exact one. I'm like, man, I thought this was this one, but I guess it's very similar. That's 2 of us, Mary Lou. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, cutting a straight line is not easy. And for anybody that doesn't understand that, that was a reference to The Devil Went Down to Georgia. And Mel McDaniel's band. Or Mel Daniels band, whatever it's called. For anybody that watched my live last night, I did not do any more stuff on my journal other than the pages, getting them together. I have not done anything else to that journal. I was in a journal mystery box last night. So I'm on down to the last page that is actually printing correctly this time. So Mary Lou's up after me, you guys. For those of you that don't know, I did switch times because Miss Lily was supposed to be on, but she messaged me earlier today and said I didn't realize that I had signed up for any events, and I don't think I'm going to be able to go live. I don't feel well enough to do that yet. So I told Wendy, asked Wendy if she could fill in for me at my time, and I took Lily's time. That's one of the hard things about running events, you guys, is when people don't show up. I was in a journal event with Wendy's group last night. But yeah. It really sucks when y'all don't show up, when people don't show up. I'm not saying anybody in here did, because I've never had any of the people that are on this live right now do that to me. But if there's ever a time where you can't show up and you can't get in touch with me, please get in touch with me afterwards, at least to apologize, because that goes a long way in my book. Because at least you realize you made a mistake. There is a person that is a crafter that has no-showed on me multiple times. And I reset it at the end of the year. So when January started again, I gave the person another chance. So, I mean, there have been people that have no-showed but have apologized to me. And as long as somebody apologizes to me, I have no problem. If you admit that you made a mistake, I have no problem with that. It's just really annoying when people make the mistake, don't admit that they made the mistake, even when you call them out on it, and then they do it again. That's the thing that drives me the worst. It is 6 your time, Mary Lou. That would be 7 my time, right? Yeah. Yeah, because it's only 6 o'clock right now, my time. I'm on for another hour, Mary Lou. I'm supposed to be coming on right in a few minutes, but Brenda never showed up, so I wasn't about to leave the hour space, so Brenda's not the person I'm talking about, by the way. The person I'm talking about isn't here and hasn't done an event with me in a while, so. You're East Coast. I'm Central. Mary Lou is Mountain Time, because she lives on the far west side of Texas. You know, she's in that weird spot that doesn't change time zones. They don't change their time. Actually, I don't think it's weird. I think it's weird that the rest of us have to change our time. The whole daylight savings time thing. Nope, you're good, Mary Lou. I am just, like I said, I'm on for an hour and almost 2 hours. So if you see me sipping water, it's just because my throat's dry from talking. Also because I had a sore throat earlier and I didn't take anything for it before I came live, so. I've never seen that either. I've never seen Beauty Shop. Is Beauty Shop the one with Alicia Silverstone? Isn't she in that movie? I seem to remember seeing a clip of her in that movie. Or it was something with a beauty shop. Yeah, you're Mountain Time. I'm Central Time and Kim's Eastern. Because she's up in Salem. Salem, Mass. Or Salem, Mass adjacent. That's what I thought. One of my favorite movies growing up was Clue. Clueless and Clue. I like movies with the name Clue in it, obviously. But I grew up watching Clue with my mom. So that's definitely one of my favorite movies. I love Madeline Kahn's character in that movie. Mrs. White is like the most hilarious thing ever. Madeline Kahn is just a great actress. She was on a TV show with Cosby. After the Cosby Show, he did that show Cosby with Alicia Richard as his wife on that one too. And Madeline Kahn was on that show, and she was hilarious. Oh yeah, that I have seen that one. I've seen that movie. But that's because I grew up, I loved Ashton Kutcher. The very first DVD player I ever owned, the first DVD I ever bought for it was on, dude, where's my car? I love that movie. I think that movie was hilarious. And they drive up, I'd never seen a drive up Chinese restaurant back at that time. And they would go, they went to the Chinese drive up in the car, and the people on the speaker box were like, and then, and they're like, no, and then, no, and then. Oh, another good one, speaking of drive-thrus, is Wayne's World with the donut shop, where they like pretend that the system's going out, and the person on the other end is like, they're like, two with that, and then the person's like, two Danishes with this and that, and they're like, yeah. And they're like, drive around, please. Okay, we've got all of this cut out. Got all of those cut out. This cut out. These cut out. I left that part on because I wanted to make sure what it went with. These were just things that I got cut out to fussy cut that we could use to like decorate the outside of like this one, since it doesn't have anything on it. It's just stripes. And then this is the closure. This is the tab. And I need to figure out what I would have put in this. So I'll show you guys what I was supposed to be printing the back of. So this was printing on, I don't even know how many pages. These are the cards that go in those pockets we just cut out. And if I was smart, I would have just gotten my paper trimmer out and done this. Because these are all straight. And these go in the folio. They're envelopes. And so you print them on both sides so they have something on the back. This is the actual base of the book. And this is a flip out piece, and this is a cover for a booklet. I'm not 100% sure about this one. Like, I know how it was in the video, because the listing has like one of those flip throughs on how you do the stuff. So it showed where this went. I'm not really sure what it was meant for, or how it really goes into the folio. And at first when I printed this, I was like, oh my God, it's the wrong size. But it's really not, because it's a flip out thing. It's not meant to be the same size as the actual folio. Because I was flipping out for a second. I was like, oh my God, I did it wrong. And you know what? These are all printed on the back. So any pieces that I'm cutting off, like that are this size or at least, I'm going to just save them because I could do something with them. So like these pieces, I'm going to save those pieces. I'm not saving the ones that are like really tiny, but I'm waiting for Mortal Kombat, the new one, the second one that just came out recently. I'm waiting for that to be on one of the streaming services so I can watch that. Because I watched the first one during the pandemic and I really liked it. So I'm hoping I like the second one too. Because I think something got spoiled for me. And I had nothing. I don't remember what I watched, but something got spoiled for me, I think. I'm not 100% sure. I just saw something in a behind the scenes kind of video thing that I think happened in the movie that I hope it didn't happen in the movie, but I'll have to wait to see the movie to know if it was true or not. So yeah, just cut out the base parts at least so we can work on this, because we got an hour-ish until Mary Lou comes on. I do have the other scissors like this that are longer. I just really prefer the short-handled ones. And I don't move it very much when I'm trimming, because I find that only moving it like an inch or so at a time helps me keep things straight so that it's not moving all over the place. So It's another piece that I will keep. It kind of looks like denim almost on the back of it. And if you haven't signed up for any of our August events, I did release those polls recently. So there are times available for those events. And I think we have times available in a couple of the July events as well. Especially, I want to say the space one. I don't understand why people don't like space. There's so many things you could do without space. You could do something about a movie that's in space. I know that, I think it was Glenn, I don't know who said it. Somebody said they liked the movie Interstellar. I'm pretty sure that movie was set in space. Project Hail Mary, set in space. Apollo 13, set in, you guessed it, space. Even Hidden Figures has to do with space. Because they were trying to figure out the first, what was it, John Glenn trying to go into space? I loved Hidden Figures. I thought Taraji P. Henson and Kevin Costner were great in that movie. And oh crap, what the heck is her name? I just keep thinking of her as Minnie. Minnie from The Help. Oh, what the heck is her name? Octavia Spencer. I'm like, she freaking won an Oscar award. I should know her name. I think it was an Oscar. I think she won the supporting Oscar for Help. It's funny because she was also the wicked teacher on Wizards of Waverly Place. She was the evil teacher at the wizard school. Yes, I did watch Wizards of Waverly Place. Yes, I was an adult when that show came out. Spaceballs, there you go. And they're coming out with a second Spaceballs movie. Kind of saddened by that just because, you know, John Candy was in the original and obviously he's not around for the sequel because he passed away a long time ago. But his character of Barf was beyond funny. Same thing with, I don't remember what the robot's name was, but, you know, Joan Rivers was that movie's version of C-3PO. She ain't here no more. But Mel Brooks as Yogurt. He was like one of the best parts of that movie. So the two sidekicks are dead, but the two main characters are still alive. Snakes on a plane. I mean, I guess technically they were in space. That is it. I have had it with these MF snakes on his MF plane. I love the song from that movie. That was on one of my mixed CDs that I made back in the day. And that was at the beginning. I've never seen that movie, Snakes on a Plane, though. I did see Black Snake Moan. I don't think that counts, though. Was Samuel L. Jackson in it, though? These are probably going to get inked because I did not do the best job of trimming these. And it is a retro journal, so. Fun fact, I used to watch PBS a lot when I was a kid, and there was a show called Ghost Rider that used to come on PBS on Sundays. I was obsessed with it. And Samuel L. Jackson played the dad of the little black kid on the TV show. I don't remember that, but I saw it on YouTube. Like a clip of it. From when he was on there. Because he wasn't always on the show. Because the little black kid was basically raised by his grandma. I watched a lot of PBS growing up. But when I was growing up, PBS had good shows. We had Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. We had Square One TV. We had Ghost Rider. We had all the good shows. We had Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and Sesame Street. Yep, I was a PBS kid. I was also a Toys R Us kid. We had a huge Toys R Us store that I used to love going to. And one year for my birthday, I got a bunch of gifts that either I already had versions of them or I just didn't want them. So my mom took me to Toys R Us to return them. And I ended up with a lot of, I forgot what they were called. It was like Toys R Us bucks or something like that. Kind of like Disney dollars, but it was Toys R Us money. And I got to go in that store and pick out so much stuff because I had all of that money. I got like the whole McDonald's kitchen set that they had. And I still have it. I used to make stuff out of that all the time. The French fry machine was literally, you put a piece of bread in it and it flattened it out and cut it into strips. And the cookie one, it was like you put oatmeal with peanut butter. And then you just pressed it into this thing and it came out as like a shape. And the chicken nuggets, don't even get me started on those. And the drink dispenser just dispensed drinks. The best one was the milkshake one. The milkshake machine was, you put pudding mix in it with milk. Yep, that was a milkshake. But it was fun. It gave me something to do as a child. And if my sister actually let my niece eat at McDonald's, I would let her play with that stuff. But she doesn't let her eat there, so she would have no clue what the heck it is. She'd be like, I don't know what this stuff is. This is the weirdest envelope. How it's got like 2 parts to it. This, I'm definitely going to have to look at the picture. Hey, Krista. Yeah, I've been on for over an hour now. I was covering for the person that didn't show up before me. I don't know what happened with her. But basically, I'm cutting out envelopes right now, and these are the last few things that I have to cut out for this project. I did buy this from Etsy, and I will say that I added to my cart earlier, and I'm one of those people where if it's a lot of money, and by a lot of money, I mean $5 to $10 for something to be printed out. I think that's a lot of money, so I just added it in my cart. If you leave something in your cart for a few hours, a lot of times, the seller will send you a discount, like for 20% off. That's pretty much one of the reasons I got this kit, because the seller gave me a coupon for 20% off. Because it was like 8 something. Which, don't get me wrong, $8 for this kind of craft is not an overly ridiculous price. I was going to buy it if she hadn't given me the discount. Regardless, I mean, I was going to buy this regardless of whether she had given me a discount. But she did, so I bought it with the discount, which was really nice. Again, I'm just going to save the pieces that are like this. Like the corner piece. Because it has the print on the back. I'm just going to cut that part off. Let's see how we can do this. And I do have an Amazon influencer thing now. So I have the link on my page on my Facebook page. If you go to my link tree, it's on there. It'll say Amazon storefront, and it has like some lists of things, like my favorite tools for paper crafting, or charms for like the dangles that you can make for journals and stuff, or if you want to make a charm bracelet, stuff like that. So I'm slowly going on there. At first I did like 3 or 4 boards when I first got the influencer thing, like the day of, but it took me a little while to figure out how to get back to that. So I haven't really added anything else to it, but I'm planning on doing that. So if anybody's interested in any of that stuff, you can go on my link tree, which is on my page, and you can get to it from there. I also have my link tree for all other stuff that I have, that I use stuff from. I think my YouTube channel's linked in there too. So if you ever want to watch a video of mine and you're like, man, I think she did that and it was over 30 days ago, go on YouTube to find it, because I just started doing that recently. Oh, and speaking of YouTube, I'll please pray for tomorrow. Her husband's back in the hospital. I still need to look at Strawberry Shortcake Journal. Yeah, I haven't finished that yet. It is a work in progress. But Tamara's husband had another stroke, and he's back in the hospital, and they're trying to figure out what happened and why he had a second stroke. So y'all keep them in your prayers. I don't think I've ever seen Bruce Almighty, but I have seen Evan Almighty with what's his name? Steve Carell, where he builds Noah's Ark. I've seen that one, but I've never seen the one with Bruce Almighty with Jim Carrey and Jennifer Aniston's in that movie, I think that's who's in that one. I can't for the life of me remember who was in the one with Steve Carell. Okay, yeah, it does say it on there that Jennifer Aniston. You know what's a good movie with Jennifer Aniston? That spy movie that she did with Adam Sandler for Netflix. Those were good. I like those. But, you know, people have different tastes. Some people didn't think the second one was as good. I didn't have an issue with it, but that's just me. Also, I love his movie with Drew Barrymore, Blended. That movie is freaking hilarious. Terry Crews is in that one, and he's hilarious in that too. It's just a hilarious movie. And some people didn't like that movie. But I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. South Pacific and the Music Man. South Pacific, the original cast recording, had Mary Martin on it, and I loved her as Peter Pan. Mary Martin's Peter Pan was one of my favorite things to watch when I was a kid, except I was scared of Captain Hook in that movie. Cyril Richards scared the crap out of me as Captain Hook. Oh, he's in Bruce Almighty too? Does he play the same character, Evan, in that movie? Or does he play a different character? Isn't Bruce Almighty, isn't God voiced by Morgan Freeman in that movie? I feel like Morgan Freeman is the perfect voice for God. He's just the perfect voice for any voiceover. Okay, we finished cutting everything out. Now I need some water because I've been talking. I've never seen South Pacific, but I do know a bunch of the songs from that. I know Honey Bun and Wash That Man Right Out of My Hair. I'm gonna wash that man right out of my hair. Okay. I'm going to put all of these pieces aside. Like I said, I'm not throwing them away because they're pretty decent sized pieces that I could use for something. So I'm just going to put them with the pieces of paper that I accidentally printed on earlier. And let's see if we can get my little scoreboard out, because I'm going to score these pieces. And this is supposed to go. We'll figure out what to put in the... Oh man, see, it didn't close on this side right here. It's open. I'm gonna have to fix that. That sucks. Oh, thanks. This was all from one kid. Okay, that's not straight whatsoever. I can't have it all the way up against the edge. See, I'm not really sure if it's supposed to be folding here or where this... I don't know, I'm going with this. I'm going where the end of the white is. I'm sure it'll tell me in the video if I'm doing this wrong. I might need to get out my bigger one for these pieces. But I'm going to put this aside so we can work on the little tag thing again, because this piece over here is not staying closed. I can open. We don't want that. I'm just going to use one of these paper clips. And the same thing kind of happened on the other side. It's not as bad on this side. It's a smaller section. But it did come open on that side too, so we're just going to paper clip this up and let it sit some more. Let's see if this one stayed closed. It did. I'm just seeing the side of it right now. I'm checking to see if it's open. I'm not trying to make it open, but if it is open, I do want to close it. And these were just bags of popcorn things from Hobby Lobby. They're in the party section. Okay, this one needs to be fixed too. Just on this side. And it's closed on the other parts, so we're good with that. We're gonna have to let that dry though. So back to the drawing board. Put these back up here. I do have fussy cuts that I'm gonna cut out to decorate that smaller one, but we're gonna finish scoring these envelopes. And if the video shows me I need to score them along that other line, I will. Gina Davis. Oh, I love Gina Davis. I loved her in Beetlejuice. I love her in A League of Their Own. She was awesome as Dottie. Okay, so we've got all of our pieces for our little journal. All of our little pieces. Oh, I need to score these too. Let me get that back out. I'm going to score these and glue them together because I do know that that's how these work. Just grab the little one though. I need the big one. I do know that these are just... I guess I am supposed to score it where this line is here, not where the white is. Because if I score it where the white is, I'm not going to be able to fold it correctly. So I'm going to score them and then we'll do all of them. Thelma and Louise. I've never seen that movie completely. I've only seen bits and pieces of it. But I will say, for anybody that's never seen Fried Green Tomatoes, you should go watch that movie, especially if you like Kathy Bates. Her and Jessica Tandy in that movie are the best. She meets her in a nursing home that her husband's mom is in, because the husband's mom doesn't like Kathy Bates' character for some stupid reason. So she befriends a little old lady that lives there in the same nursing home. And she tells her all these stories about the Whistle Stop Cafe. And I forget what city it's in, but it's in Alabama. And they were known for making the best fried green tomatoes. Anyway, it's a really good movie if you've never seen it. It's got Mary Louise Parker and Mary Stuart Masterson. Yes, she is very good. She also did another speaking of Kathy Bates, she also played a lawyer on another show called Harry's Law. And her little partner on that show was the guy that played Shooter McGavin in Happy Gilmore. She played Harry Korn. The only reason I know that is because reels keep showing up either on Facebook or on YouTube from that show. And he plays her colleague in her law firm. So he actually plays a decent guy on that show. I don't know when that show came out, but it's one of those shows where it's like it didn't last forever. If y'all are ever looking for... So I had a boyfriend that I don't like anymore, but there was this show on Netflix that Kathy Bates was in. I can't remember what the name of it was, though. She owned a pot shop. She was hilarious. She owned a pot shop. So apparently I needed to score this, and I didn't. So I'm just going to fold it. I'm not going to score it. It works just as well. She was creepy as heck in Misery. Is Misery a Stephen King one? I know that Kim was talking about all the Stephen King stuff. Isn't that a Stephen King one too? Misery? Or am I making that up? It seems like it would have been. I don't read Stephen King books, and I've only seen a couple of Stephen King movies. Stand By Me is probably one of my favorites, though. And that wasn't even a full book. And I loved Rob Reiner, you know. Rest in peace, Rob. Meathead. Archie. All in the Family. Yes, Disjointed or something like that. Yes, that show was hilarious. My ex-boyfriend got me into that show. I don't like him, but I did like that show. He also got me into The Ranch. I only watched the last season of that, but I like that show too. I liked what's her name? The mom, Deborah Winger. That's who played the mom. From An Officer and a Gentleman. I didn't watch any of the episodes with Danny Masterson. So these are little pockets that go in there. Yes, Sam Elliott too. He's like one of those quintessential old guys. Him and Clint Eastwood. I don't know if they're the same age, but they seem like they would be. Or Harrison Ford. Oh, she was an urban cowboy with Travolta? I didn't realize that. I know she was in An Officer and a Gentleman. And Terms of Endearment. Talk about a tearjerker there. See, I had seen The Evening Star before I had seen Terms of Endearment, and I didn't realize it was a sequel to that movie at first, because I had never seen that movie. But they talked about the mom a lot, and then I realized that they were talking about her. I'm like, oh, I was like, oh, yeah, that's that movie with her, and yeah, they were in that movie together. With, Shirley MacLaine and Jack Nicholson. Okay. So I've got my pockets. I don't think that you need to punch anything on them. We've got our base piece. This piece needs to be scored. And since the other pieces needed to be scored on that line, I'm going with this one same way. I'm not sure why there is a double line, but I'm going to score it on both of them just to be on the safe side. Yeah, that movie and Beaches. Those two movies will tear your heart out. Okay. I know that this goes, I think it goes with this piece. I'm not 100% sure. I think it goes with that piece. I'm going to pull up the video on my laptop and see if I can. It's not really a video. It's one of those like flip through things. Kind of like a reel almost. I do know that these go in sideways. And I think they're in the front cover. See, I'm not sure what it means by cards for pockets with these. Because these two are pockets. I know that much. I'm wondering if you're supposed to cut these up to put in those pockets. I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, The Truman Show? I've never seen that. I know it's Jim Carrey though. Let me see if I can figure this out. Okay. Does look like those were in that. Okay. It does look like these are in the pockets and the tabs are on the top of them to be able to pull them out. So maybe they like folded it over as like a book, because there's only 2 pockets, but there's like technically 4 of these things if you cut them up. So let's find tab. Tab, where'd you go? Okay, I don't have that much stuff. Where'd the tab go? I know I cut it out. These go in this, so I'm just going to put those with that. This is our base. There they are. I think. Oh well. I think one of them just fell on the floor. Yep, did. I think these go on the top of these. I'm not sure how this is working because the video doesn't really explain that part well. And I hate trying to figure out stuff like this. But I do know that this and this, so these things go together. These are the pockets, these are the things that go in them, and those are the tabs that go on the top of them. This needs to be folded in half. Put that up there. This goes on this. I'm not sure why they didn't just print it on here. Why they made you print it on something else and glue it on here. And then this gets folded back. I'm thinking they made this second one because it goes over. Let's see if we can fold it back here. To like give it kind of a spine, I guess. So like a small spine so it can go over stuff because it gets glued like here. Like on the edge of this back piece. but it also has stuff that goes on top of this that you would need the room for. So I do know that this goes on this though, and I do know that that's how that goes on there. So we're gonna, I guess, go ahead and glue this on here, because it doesn't look like it's like a pocket or anything. It just looks like it's glued on here, which is why I don't get why they didn't just print it on there. Each their own, I guess. I just use my art glitter glue for all this stuff. I usually only use the Beacon 3-in-1 if I'm fooling with fabric or if I'm doing a book cover. Sometimes I'll use my tacky glue if I'm using, like, putting on bows and stuff. Because it's fabric, technically. Layers and layers. I'm trying to figure out Liz from Crafting with Nani. She was in Wendy's journal event, and she was doing a signature for her journal, and she kept saying layers and layers, and I'm like, wow. Not that I was being like facetious or anything. So this also needs to be folded. So let's score it in those 2 lines. Feels like that's what journaling is all about, layers and layers. So I'm gonna fold it on the first one and press it. And the reason this has a spine is because in the middle is where those envelopes go. So you need that spine basically to have the room for the... I can't fold this for whatever reason. Glenna, are Diane Weiss and Stockard Channing coming back for Practical Magic 2? Do you know? Because weren't those the ants or whatever in the first one? I remember Stockard Channing and Diane Weiss. So these are the inside. I don't think it matters until you go ahead and put stuff in, which part is the front and which part is the back. But I do know one of these, this goes on the back part. Actually, I don't understand why it's on the front part of this. Like, why would you have that in the front? I don't think that that's right. That's just me, but I don't think that that's right. Why would you want the end at the beginning? Because this is how your thing goes, and they have this at the beginning. And I don't think that that's right. I feel like that should go on the back. I'm not doing it that way. I'm doing it the way I want. Putting this on the front and that on the back. Hey, Miss Bonnie. We are working on a mini folio kit thingamajig that I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm trying to watch the little guide video thing that came with it. That's on the Etsy store. And yeah, it's not exactly showing everything we need to do. And I don't know why it's backwards. Because I don't know why you would put this on the back cover and the one that says the end on the front. So I'm not doing that. And the picture, they did a ribbon, which just obviously did not come with a ribbon. So I'm going to probably grab something that's sitting around to use as a closure. So we're going to put this one back on this piece. And I didn't ink any of this stuff, you guys, so I don't always ink stuff. Most of this stuff I really did get pretty close to the edge. So there's not really a ton of open space. Bonnie, how is your hand? I keep meaning to ask you about that. And I just eyeballing it because there's no lines on this part to show you where to put it. So just put it wherever you want. Yeah, it's weird that the piece in the front said the end and the back piece is the one that had that other image on it. Like, it looks like a dressing room. I don't understand it. So let's work on the envelopes. I think both of these are the same. Yeah. So I don't think it matters which one goes with which. So let's see if we can score these. I always move that at the top for some reason when I'm trying to fold it. I'm trying to fold it, not fold it, fold it. Yeah, I'm just going to get the bigger one out because that'll make it a lot easier to just do all of the scoring. That way you can just score it all at once. One done. This one done. Okay. Let's decide that first. I am not overly sure how this goes. And like, I think I need to rescore these because I think they're supposed to be scored here. Not where I scored them to begin with. Okay. Everything I think is scored now. I don't think I did a good job with scoring this one though. I think it's supposed to be closer to the edge. Because I think you glue this. I think these go together somehow. Like this. So it's gonna need to be scored one way or the other on this line. So I do think that's how it goes. I think you score these together or glue these together, and then you're able to flip this whole piece up like that. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put glue on this piece. Probably need to rescore the other one, but get that off the table for a second. Now let's put the glue on this one. Okay. I mean, I'm just assuming that this is how it looks in the video. I did a pretty good job of lining that up. I can see that. Usually I'm not that good at these things. But I did a pretty good job. It's pretty lined up. So let's do the other one. Let's see if I need to rescore this. Yeah, I think I do. So then I'll be able to fold it back evenly. No problem, Kelly. We are just working on the envelopes that go in this thing now. I keep wanting to put it the wrong way. Okay, I want to make sure I have it lined up right. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure I cut it. Well, not cut it. I scored it at the right spot. Krista, I don't know if you saw me writing. Remember whose thing I was in when I said that Tamara's husband Gary is back in the hospital. So now we've got our two pockets put together, basically, or envelopes, whatever you want to call them. And I do think that those pockets go here. And so these are the two pieces. One goes here and one goes here. Well, this is going on this part with these. And I don't know if I want to put that on that. What do y'all think? Y'all let me know if y'all think that I should put these on top of this, or if I should do it on that while I look at this video a little bit more to see where things go next. Oh, wait, this doesn't go here. This goes on this. And I need to figure out how it goes on this. It goes on this. And this is the closure thing that goes on it somehow. I'm not sure about this whatsoever. And I don't see this thing anywhere. I'm confused. This is a belly band. This needs to be folded in half. I'm still not sure about this. I don't know why it's like that. Got about 13 minutes, you guys. But yeah, this apparently goes on this. This is why it needed this spine. And I'm not sure about that. So these are the two. Those just do go with that. This, I guess you could cut out more pieces of paper to go with it, and it slides underneath this belly band. So this goes on here. I'm going to have to trim it a little bit, but that's not a big deal. So what do y'all think? Should we do it this way with the belly band going over this print? Or should we do it the other way with the belly band going over this print? So we're either going to have the belly band with, and then whatever one we use on this side is going to have these on it. So let me see how much I need to cut down on this. I'm going to wait, glue it, and then cut it. That would be the smarter thing to do for me. So do we think this should be on this background? Or do we think this should be on this background? I'm trying and see which one I can find from the image. I can't really tell. The whole thing looks like the background is like this. I think this is the one they used on this one. I think that's the one they used on this one with these. Yeah, this is the one they used on that side. And they have the belly band like towards the center-ish. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think it looks better on this. Let me see if I can find a picture. I don't know. I am going to go ahead and glue these pieces onto this before I glue it onto this. So I can kind of have them separated enough. Let's see if I can get my ruler. I can't find my other ruler. I don't think this one's long enough. Nope, it's not. Okay, well, we're just going to use the mat to kind of figure this out. Let's see. It's about 7 inches. So let's see if we can do it like there. Like a quarter of an inch in on each end. And close-ish to the spine. I say that like I know. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm going to try to do like a quarter of an inch. So I am going to use my little ruler. See if I can do. We're going to move that one out of the way for a second. I'm going to do about a quarter of an inch up, which is here, and a quarter of an inch on the edge, which is there. Okay. I'm just going to make a little dot. Do you understand the words that are coming out? I'm going to make a little dot right by this corner to know where the corner is supposed to go. Let's see if I can figure this side out. This, an inch. Dot here. Maybe fix this dot a little bit more. This pen can erase, and it also comes off with heat, just in case y'all were wondering. Because I am going to have to move this to be able to put glue on it, but I can put the ruler back as like a guide. And then I already know where the bottom piece needs to go. So when you do pockets, you only glue 3 sides. The two sides and the bottom part. Sorry, we're probably not going to get around to decorating those stupid, I don't want to call them stupid. The tag things that I was doing. The hidden tags, I should say. But I figured it would be better to get these glued on first and then glue this whole thing into the base. I'll try and work on those tags while I'm watching Mary Lou. And finish up anything that I don't get finished on this. Okay, got that done. Let's board back out, fold these in half. These I might ink. Okay, have a good dinner with Chris. Okay. That's not straight. That's a little straighter. So instead of taking my scissors and cutting those pieces off, I'm going to see if I can find my corner thing. Not my rounder, the other one that I have that's like for the ticket, because it punches out something like that. Or it punches out a little scallop looking thing. I actually like the little scallop one. I'm going to put it in here and see if it'll cut that part off. Oh, it will. It's a little more than what it would be if I just cut that out, but I like the way that looks on the edge. So I'm going to cut these all out. And yes, I do flip my thing over to make sure the little pieces are where they're supposed to be, because I can never tell when it's on the top. So I don't really need this anymore. Put that on my desk at least. So I'm guessing that these are supposed to be folded in half, and they're just little books that go in that pocket. That's the only thing I can think of. But I don't know why they have little tags on the top, tabs on the top of them. I don't understand that part. I've only got 5 minutes left, and I still don't know where that closure thing goes. That round thing that's up at the top of my desk right there. So I still don't understand where the tabs go. That's just me. So we're just going to glue these in. I don't think there's, well, I was about to say, I don't think there's a right and wrong way to put this in, but yeah, there is. So up in a few minutes will be Mary Lou, Loving Your Home Space. And I will get her shared into the group. And we still have crafters going on until, I think it's Mary Lou, and then let me see who's after Mary Lou, because I totally forget things even though it's my events. It's Mary Lou followed by Wendy, Trudy, and then Liz. Sorry, I have the old one on here, but I do know who traded places, so. Because I was supposed to originally be on after Mary Lou, but I came on before her because I traded spots so that we wouldn't have an opening. Okay, this thing is clogged up for some reason. I don't know why, because the pin was in it. Okay, maybe the pin wasn't in it. And I just said that, but it's not really clogged. So I don't know why the glue isn't coming out. Okay, I don't have time for that. Let's see if the other one works. I don't like using this bottle, but if I can get the glue to actually come out of this tip. I don't think this glue likes me today, you guys. I know I don't need a ton of it, but it'd be nice if it would just come out of the bottle. Okay. And this is the side that belly band is going on. Let's put this in here. I don't understand why things are not coming out of that. Hey, speak of the devil, there's Wendy. She's up in our event. That tip is clogged. I don't know why, but it is. I'm just going to use it like this. I'll get it unclogged. This is why I want the glue to come out on that side, but it wouldn't. So yeah, Wendy is up after Mary Lou, you guys. She is filling in for me. You're up after Mary Lou. She's up at the hour. So you're after her. So you're an hour from now. So I've got this done. And I'm beginning to think I probably was supposed to glue these in already and I didn't. This is why I hate instructions. This is really why I hate that I don't have instructions for things. And now I'm thinking I glued this together wrong because I think these pieces are supposed to be out here, so they could have been glued in here. So yeah, I screwed that up. I might redo these and just use these for something else because those were on 2 pages I can just reprint. So I'm going to go share Miss Mary Lou, and I will see you guys tomorrow at Wendy's event. Night, guys.